Money Mastery. Episode 5. Build assets, not bills. Introduction. Imagine two neighbors who both receive a $10,000 bonus at the end of the year. The first neighbor immediately buys the newest television, upgrades to a luxury car, and fills the house with expensive gadgets. By the end of the month, the money is gone. The second neighbor spends only a small portion of the bonus and uses the rest to purchase investments that generate income for years to come. 5 years later, their financial lives look completely different. Not because one earned more money. Not because one was luckier. But because one bought things that took money out of their pocket, while the other bought things that put money back in. This simple difference lies at the heart of one of the most powerful wealth-building principles ever taught. Build assets, not bills. Today, we'll explore what assets really are, why so many people unknowingly spend their lives collecting liabilities, and how changing the way you spend can completely transform your financial future.
Lesson 1. The difference between an asset and a liability. Let's start with a simple question. Imagine you buy something today. How do you know whether it will make you richer or poorer? The answer isn't determined by its price. It's determined by what happens after you own it. An asset is something that has the potential to increase your wealth over time. It may generate income, grow in value, or help you earn more money in the future. A liability, or what many people experience as a financial burden, is something that continually costs you money to own, maintain, or finance without producing financial returns. Think of it this way. Every purchase either becomes a worker, or another bill. An investment portfolio can keep growing while you sleep. A rental property may generate monthly income. A profitable business can continue producing revenue long after it has been built. By contrast, many purchases begin losing value the moment you bring them home while continuing to demand maintenance, insurance, repairs, and replacement. The goal isn't to avoid buying enjoyable things. The goal is to make sure your assets become strong enough to comfortably support your lifestyle. Lesson 2. Why most people build bills instead of wealth. Nobody wakes up intending to create financial stress. It usually happens one decision at a time. A slightly bigger car payment. A larger house than necessary. Another subscription. Another monthly payment. Another financing plan. Each one seems manageable on its own. But over time, these commitments quietly consume future income before it's even earned. Many people celebrate increasing income. Few pay equal attention to increasing expenses. The result is a cycle where every raise simply finances a more expensive lifestyle. Instead of becoming wealthier, they become more dependent on their next paycheck. True financial progress comes not from earning more alone, but from keeping enough of what you earn to acquire assets that continue working for you.
Lesson 3. Every dollar is an employee. Imagine that every dollar you own is a tiny employee waiting for instructions. You can send that employee to work for one day, or you can train it to work for the rest of your life. Spend the dollar on something temporary, and its job ends immediately. Invest that same dollar wisely, and it may return with friends. Then those new dollars begin working too. This is how wealth quietly grows. Not through dramatic events, but through thousands of small financial decisions. Before making a purchase, ask yourself, am I firing this dollar forever, or am I giving it the opportunity to multiply? This simple question changes the way you look at money. Lesson 4. Build income-producing assets first. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to look wealthy before becoming wealthy. They purchase symbols of success before building the foundation that can truly support them. Financially successful people often reverse this order. First, they build assets. They invest consistently. They create businesses. They develop valuable skills. They own productive investments. Only after those assets begin generating reliable income do they gradually increase their lifestyle. Think of a fruit tree. You don't pick fruit before planting the tree. You first prepare the soil, water it, protect it, wait patiently. Eventually, the harvest arrives year after year. Assets are your financial fruit trees. The earlier you plant them, the longer they have to grow.
Lesson 5. Your skills can be your greatest asset. When people hear the word asset, they often think only about stocks or real estate. But one of the most valuable assets isn't something you can hold. It's your ability to create value. Learning a new language, improving your communication, mastering sales, understanding technology, developing leadership, learning how to solve difficult problems. Every new skill increases your earning potential. Unlike many physical possessions, knowledge cannot easily be taken away. The more valuable you become, the more opportunities naturally appear. Investing in yourself often produces returns that no financial market can match. Lesson 6. Small assets become big fortunes. Many people delay investing because they believe they need a large amount of money. But wealth rarely begins with large investments. It begins with consistent ones. Imagine investing a modest amount every month for 20 or 30 years. At first, progress seems invisible. The account grows slowly. It may even feel disappointing. But gradually, something remarkable happens. Your investment earnings begin producing earnings of their own. Growth starts accelerating. This is one of the greatest financial forces in the world. Not because it happens quickly, but because it happens consistently. The size of your first investment matters far less than developing the habit of investing.
Lesson 7. Make every purchase pass the future test. Before buying anything significant, pause for a moment. Ask yourself 3 simple questions. Will this purchase increase my future income? Will it appreciate or create lasting value? Will I still be grateful for this decision 5 years from now? Sometimes the answer will be yes. Sometimes it will be no. Either answer is valuable because it encourages intentional spending instead of emotional spending. Financial freedom isn't built by avoiding every expense. It's built by making sure your biggest financial decisions move you closer to your long-term goals. Purpose is more powerful than impulse. Bringing it all together, the wealthiest people don't necessarily spend less than everyone else forever. They simply spend differently. They understand that assets create choices. Assets create security. Assets create freedom. Bills create obligations. Assets generate opportunities. The more assets you own, the less your financial life depends on your next paycheck. Eventually, your money begins supporting your lifestyle instead of your constant labor. That's one of the most meaningful shifts anyone can make. Your asset building challenge. This week, make a list with 2 columns. In the first column, write down everything that regularly costs you money. In the second column, write down everything that has the potential to increase your wealth or generate future income. Don't judge yourself. Just observe. Then choose one small action that moves a little money from the first column toward the second. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Even a small investment made consistently can become the beginning of a completely different financial future.
Closing thoughts. Every financial decision tells a story. Some purchases create memories, some create comfort, and some quietly build the foundation of lasting wealth. The goal isn't to eliminate enjoyment from your life. It's to create enough productive assets that your future becomes stronger with every passing year. Remember this simple principle. Buy things that work for you before buying things that impress others. Because real wealth isn't measured by what you display. It's measured by what continues working on your behalf, even when no one is watching. In our next episode, The Truth About Passive Income, we'll separate fact from fiction and explore what passive income really is, why it's often misunderstood, and how ordinary people can begin building income streams that continue long after the initial work is done. Until then, keep building assets, keep investing in your future, and let every dollar become a step toward financial freedom.